जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा नयननाथ जी की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्ततर सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्ततर सचिशिला भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसास्ततर सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिला गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय तदया स्वाविर्भाव तिथि पूजा महामहोत्सव की जय। जय शिशिला वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंहदेव की जय। जय श्री उलाग्राम धाम की जय। जय धामवासी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय शिशिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर स्वाविर्भाव तिथि पूजा महामहोत्सव की जय। जय अनंत पति वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदेहम श्री गुरो श्रीयुता पदकमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। Today is the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. I want to sing his song to pray to him, like we worship Ganga with Ganga. You take Ganga and you offer to Ganga. So like that, I want to, with the grace of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, to pray for his grace. Kripa Karo Vaishnava Thakur. Kripa Karo Vaishnava Thakura Sambandha Janiya Bhajite Bhajite Abhimana Haudura Amito Vaishnav Ebudhi Hoile amani nachoboyami. Pratishtasayasi hridoyo dushibe hoibo niroyo gami. Tomar kinkor আপনে জানিব গুরু অভিমান তেজি তোমারায় উচ্ছিষ্টা পাদজালা রেণু সদা নিষ্কাপাতে ভজি নিজে শ্রেষ্ঠা জানি উচ্ছিষ্টা দিদানে হবে অভিমান ভার তাই শিষ্যা তবা থাকিয়া সর্বদা নালইব পূজা কার আমনি মানদা হইলে কীর্তনে অধিকার দিবে তুমি তোমার চরণে নিষ্কপটে আমি কাঁদিয়া লুটিব ভূমি তোমার চরণে নিষ্কপটে আমি কাঁদিয়া লুটিব ভূমি জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্ত বৃন্দ শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্ত বৃন্দ শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্ত বৃন্দ শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্ত বৃন্দ হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Today is most auspicious day, appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, his personal associate of Radha Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So just now I was singing this song. It says, O Vaishnava Thakur, please be merciful to me. By your mercy, I can realize my eternal relation with Krishna. And with that relation, when I will worship Krishna, then my false ego will go very far away. Means it will be removed totally. That is by the grace of Vaishnava. And if I will think I am a Vaishnava, then, like with pride, I am a Vaishnava, I am a devotee, then I can never become like devoid of desire for getting respect from others. If proudly I am thinking, then I will want respect. I am a Vaishnava, so that will go against bhajan. That is out of false ego. That time, the desire for getting respect will come and will pollute my heart. And then I will go to hell. Means I will have to suffer this material existence. So always I will think I am your kinkor. Kinkor means kim karomi, the such servant who is always asking what I should do for your service, always in that service attitude. So I will be like this to you, Vaishnava Thakur. I will think myself as your servant, and I will give up that false ego of me being superior or some important person, Guru Abhiman, like some superior or high person. And always I will, without any hypocrisy, like outwardly showing humbleness, right? No, sincerely I will always worship the dust from your lotus feet and also the water that has washed your lotus feet, and also the remnants of your food. I will worship. Means I will accept with reverence. And nishkapate means without any hypocrisy, only for outside show. But if I will think that I am some superior person, and I will give my remnants to others, not only food, but also I will give advice, instruction, and like with pride, I know everything, then that I will get the burden of false ego. That will be like a burden to carry. So that is why I will always remain as your disciple, and I will not take any kind of worship from anyone. Even when some bona fide guru, his disciples, they will worship him, he will accept that, but offer everything to his Gurudev and Krishna. He will not think, I am eligible to get this. No. But because my Gurudev ordered me for this seva, so I am doing, but actually all glory is to Guru. Without him I am nothing. So he will offer everything. So we should not mistake that if some Guru is being worshipped and he is allowing, that means he is desirous of respect. No. In some cases it may be, but not in all cases. It depends on inner attitude of that devotee. And you will give me that kind of qualification that you please give me, dibe, adhikar dibe to me. You will please give me that adhikar that I can do Hari Kirtan with this mood, amanina manadena, not desiring any respect for myself and offering due respect to all. So for this, I am crying and I'm falling. No, I'm rolling. Yes, rolling on the ground sincerely in front of your lotus feet, praying for this grace, O Vaishnava Thakur. Tomara Charana, at your lotus feet, Nishkapatami, sincerely, I am crying and rolling on the ground, means praying for your grace. That is possible by the grace of real Vaishnava, that our false ego will go away and real ego we will realize that our eternal relation with Krishna. Then this will be all natural. You will not want any respect or something. And then only you can do proper kirtan. So those who are real devotees, pure devotees, they only can write such song. Once our Gurudev was traveling with our Parang Gurudev in Assam when he was new to the mat. He told us many times, our Gurudev. So I was new that time, and my seva was to write letters what Parang Gurudev will dictate. So they were in one place, in one household devotee's house in Assam, and in half letter, suddenly Parang Gurudev told, stop. You bring Kalyan Kalpataru book of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur song book here, and you start reading. Then our Gurudev said, I was surprised. In the middle of letter, suddenly, why? Then he took that book and was reading in front of Parang Gurudev loudly. Songs. There are many songs. Then I think this song, Kobe Shri Chaitanya More Koribeno Doya. This is very famous of Bhaktivinod Thakur. This is in Kalyan Kalpataru. And other many songs there. Then our Gurudev told, after some time, I got all ecstatical symptoms. I felt shivering in my body and ecstasy from within and crying, and also my voice choked. I could not speak anything further. I could not read further. Then Parang Gurudev told, okay, now you stop. Then Parang Gurudev asked, so who is Bhaktivinod Thakur? He is not ordinary household of this world, householder. He is personal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His writings are not writings of this world, that is transcendental, that descended in this world. His personal associate. If you don't have faith in him, everything is 0, 0, 0. Our Gurudev explained like that bhav. So then our Gurudev told, he was teaching us by his own example, playing such lila. He said, I came in the mat, leaving the house. So I was thinking how Bhaktivinod Thakur can be our Guru. He's in household ashram, like full majority of his life. So how he can be our guru in Guru Parampara? So having such doubt, my Gurudev made me understand that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not ordinary person. He descended from Golok, and his writings are transcendental. And our Gurudev explained, though we outwardly see that he's like a householder, but he's not attached or misidentifying with this. He played this pastime on the order of Supreme Lord because he has to know, he has to personally see what people of this world they are doing and how they are thinking, and he can relate, he can know, then appropriately he will give teaching. For that reason, to see practically, he played these pastimes. Not out of any lust or ignorance or something. No, that was for preaching purpose, necessary to know. So our Gurudev taught us, and also our Gurudev told, when I was writing letters to my Gurudev in beginning, when I was still in house, I had some questions. Then in one letter, Parang Gurudev wrote to him that you read Jaiva Dharma. There you will get answers to all your questions. Then our Gurudev went there in Gwalpara. I saw that library where Gurudev went, and he asked for Jaiva Dharma of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and that librarian, he said, you are the first one to ask for this book. So our Gurudev said, I was reading, and really all my doubts, all my questions, even those which I was not aware, so many questions Bhaktivinoda Thakur is answering there, all my doubts, everything was fully cleared. No any doubt anymore, nothing. Our Parang Gurudev, that was like in general, he told first to read Jaiva Dharma and Chaitanya Shikshamrita of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Very nice. If you read these two books, then you will have proper basis of all Siddhanta, and in comparison with other like Mayavad, or in Chaitanya Shikshamrita also comparing with other like Islam, Christianity, or so many things, then you can have proper picture of what is teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually. Because for this reason, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had to appear. So our Gurudev also told us to read Jaiva Dharma, and he himself also wanted to translate Jaiva Dharma into English, but could not complete. Because one time, our Gurudev told us, he was in the room with Parang Gurudev. Then another disciple came, and he brought one English book which he himself wrote with the teaching and maybe some pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he gave that to Parang Gurudev to check, like if he will approve. Then Parang Gurudev was seeing, then he said, why you are so eager to make your own writings? Why you are so eager? That is not necessary. It is better that you should translate the works of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur in English language and distribute that, or to other languages and distribute that to the concerned countries. That will be better. Then you will give real eternal welfare to all. So our Gurudev was sitting there that time, and he heard everything. So at that time he understood that Parangurudev's desire is that these writings of Srila Bhakti, and he told to his disciples, our Parangurudev, you need not do anything. Only you translate the works of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and you distribute those books. No need you will write and this, no. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is personal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared, you translate those works. Then our Gurudev understood, and then he started translating that Jaiva Dharma in Chandigarh, but because he was very busy, he could not complete. And he said it is also not so easy to translate the works of personal associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into other language, because appropriate words you have to find, and that spirit of Bhaktivinoda Thakur should be there. So it is not so easy. When I requested also Gurudev for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life and precepts, what I want to translate, then Guru said, yes, you do. And he was encouraging me all the time. Although I already gave up idea, but he was encouraging, and he said, you have to go to secluded place and you have to pray to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for appropriate word. Sometimes you will not understand or don't know, so you have to pray to him in secluded place. Then by his grace it will come. Then you can make. And he said, something is better than nothing. When I wanted to, I became discouraged. They said, something is better than nothing, but you do this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So, because after the disappearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associates and Shara Goswami, 6 Goswamis, and their successors like Narottam, Srinivas, Shyamananda Prabhu, then after that darkness appeared in the Gauriya horizon. So many pseudo sects cropped up, means appeared, that is Apasampradayas. Totaram Das Babaji Maharaj, he is a pure devotee. He came from Vrindavan to Navadip to solve the worship of Dameshwar Mahaprabhu. That king wanted to stop, because some other atheists, Smarta Brahmins, they said this worship of Mahaprabhu is not good. He is a human, but you are worshipping as God. So Totaram Das Babaji Maharaj came, and he gave all scriptural evidence and everything to prove that Mahaprabhu is God, and then that worship was reinstated. So he was real Babaji, pure devotee. Totaram Das Babaji, he told, Aul Baul Karta Baja Nera Darvesh Sai Sahajia Saki Beki, then Karta Baja Jad Gosai Churadhari, and then Gaurango Nagori also. Tota Kohe Eitera Sanganahi Kori. These 13 Apasampradayas he mentioned, you should not associate with them. They are telling we are practicing and preaching teaching of Mahaprabhu, but that was not true. They were doing so many immoral activities in the name of Mahaprabhu's teaching. Like Babaji's having illicit connection with some ladies, saying this is Radha Krishna Prem, and so many other things. They did immoral activities in the name of. Then all the educated people of Bengal, when they saw such things, and they thought, oh, this is the teaching of Mahaprabhu, oh, we hate it. They rejected totally. Even in Bengal, it's so degraded, it became everything. So, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking, this very sad plight, sad condition. Then, and also our Gurudev told, all the books were there. Gita was there, Bhagavatam was there, Chaitanya Charitamrita was there, Chaitanya Bhagavat was there, also the books of the Goswamis. Still, they could not understand. Why? Because to understand these devotional books, you need Sharanagati, surrender. Then it is revealed what is the meaning. With intellect you cannot know. So that is why there's so many Apasampradayas. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to send his own person, Bhaktivinod Thakur, out of compassion for the living entities. That is his compassion. He either appears himself, like Krishna told to Arjuna, that knowledge was lost, so I came again to tell you, or he will send his own associates. They will re-establish. So Bhaktivinod Thakur re-established. He was like a Bhagirata who established the flow of Ganga of pure devotion again in this world. So much it was degraded, but he came and in Golok Brindavan, he is Kamala Manjari. We heard some days back on Lalita Saptami Day. Lalita Sakhi is main Sakhi of Radharani, and her assistant is Rupa Manjari. Rupa Manjari is chief of all Manjaris. And directly under Rupa Manjari, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur is serving in that Lalita Kunja, Swananda Sukada Kunja, in Radha Kunda north side as Kamala Manjari. And he showed, even externally, he did his bhajan there, in north side of Radha Kunda. And also Nayan Moni Manjari, that is Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he also appeared by the will of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Radharani as a son of Bhaktivinod Thakur. And he is the greatest gift of Bhaktivinod Thakur, Prabhupada. When Bhaktivinod Thakur was in Puri, that time he prayed to Jagannath, you please send me some son who will spread this teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Prabhupada appeared and he named him Bimala Prasad by the internal potency of Jagannath Dev, Bimala Devi. So Bhaktivinod Thakur is not ordinary person, and he revealed his own transcendental form in that song Lalita Sakhi Rajogya Kinkori Binoda Doriche Pai. There he's only saying I am unworthy Kinkori of Lalita Sakhi. But in Gita Mala, he revealed that my name is Kamala Manjari and I am 12.5 years old. My sari is like with stars and my complexion is golden and my seva is camphor seva. And also you will find in Navadip Bhava Taranga, there he also explains how he realized his identity as Kamala Manjari and how Ananga Manjari then showed him around in Braja, Brindaban, Rasa Stali and everything, like Parikram of Braja Dham. And then she took her to Rupa Manjari and to Lalita Sakhi. Everything Bhaktivinod Thakur wrote. So he wrote, Barane Tarit Basa Taravali Kamala Manjari Nam Sare Baro Barsha Boyas Satata Sonanda Sukada Dham. This, I am Kamala Manjari, my body hue is like that of lightning, and I wear a sari, the color of a clear night sky sprinkled with stars. I am 12.5 years old and I live in Swananda Sukada Kunja. That is one part of Lalita Kunja, in north side of Radha Kunda. So under Rupa Manjari. That is why we are saying Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Bharayate, the best of the followers of Rupa Goswami. Yes. This is Aul Baul Karta Baja Nera Darvesh Sai Sahajia Soki Beki Smarta Jad Gosai Oti Bari Churadhari Gaurango Nagori Tota Koche Ei Terror Sanga Nahi Kori. So for this reason, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had to appear, and also to fulfill this Mahaprabhu's prediction, Prithivite Ache Joto Nagar Adigram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibi Mor Nam, that my name will spread all over the world. Bhaktivinoda Thakur started this. He was the first to use English language to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message. He wrote that book, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, His Life and Precepts, and he sent to Canada and to England also, and he wrote in many languages, even in Urdu and in Hindi, in Bengali, Sanskrit, English. He wrote more than 100 books, all pure teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so many commentaries on Goswami's literature, and also so many songs explaining in simple Bengali language what is the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given by Goswamis, what they write, like Upadeshamrita, then Shikastaka, and that Manach Shiksha, and Ujjal Nilamani, everything he made very clear. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in Jaiva Dharma you will find, and also in Chaitanya Shikshamrita and other books, and of course Harinam Chintamani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussing about Harinam with Haridas Thakur, learning from him. Mahaprabhu asking, like Raya Ramananda. But here Mahaprabhu is asking Haridas Thakur about Nam Tattva, and about Nama Parat, Nama Bhas, Shuddha Nam, about Bhajan, also that Manjari Bhav at the end comes in Harinam Chintamani. These are such jewels of books, you cannot have any words to glorify. And Krishna Sanhita, introduction and middle portion and conclusion, and Gita commentary he wrote in simple language what Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur wanted to tell, and Dashamula Tattva, Bhajan Rahasya, such books, and Tattva Sutra, Tattva Vivek, Amnaya Sutra, so many, Navadibdham Mahatmya. So there are many songs also singing the glories of Bhaktivinoda Thakur by disciples of Prabhupada. Prabhupada was fully fulfilling the desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur started, and he ordered to Prabhupada, you will have to continue this. Now it is your responsibility, and Prabhupada did it. All over the world he spread the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That is why our Gurudev told, Gauriya Mat or ISKCON or all these institutions minus Bhaktivinoda Thakur is zero. Everything what we are doing and all over the world, that is all by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Mangalarati song, then Bhogarati song, and that when you sing that for Bhog, and then also Jashomati Nandana Jai Radha Madhava, and evening Arati song, and the Sharira Bidya Jal Jorendriya Tahikal, this is by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and books reading and songs we are singing. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koroi Dase. Gurudev Boro Kripa Koro. Boro Kripa Kori. Gaura Bana Maje. Sebam. Gaura Bana Maje. No. Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori. Gaura Bana Maje. Diya Chostan. Godru me Diya Chostan. Agya Dila More. Harinam Korogan. And Vaishnava songs, Ohe Vaishnava Thakur, Doyar Sagar, and so many other songs, and for Nityananda, Gaurango, Radha Krishna, Padakamana, all songs, and Nam Kirtan songs for Nagar Sankirtan, Radha Krishna, Bol 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 Re Sabai, and Bhaktivinod Thakur, so many songs. And Navadip Dham Mahatma is in song forum, Navadip Bhavataranga is in song forum, Bhajan Rakhasa is in song forum, Harinam Chintamani is in song forum. Who can write like this? If ordinary person, not possible. Everything in poetry and full clear Siddhanta in simple Bengali language. Of course, our Gurudev told this is not Bengali language, it is transcendental Bengali. If you sing these songs, or if you read or even see this, his writing, then surely you will get, if you don't understand even, you will get devotion, sure. Once in Calcutta also, our Gurudev in Bhajan Kutir of Parangurudev very strongly, he said, Bhaktivinod Thakur can give Krishna Bhakti to everyone. So, when he appeared in Ula Gram, Ula village, in Bir Nagar. Last year I went first time there. This year also I went to Bir Nagar, to his birthplace. Because this year ISKCON, they purchased one land just next to that birthplace, because that original house where Bhaktivinod Thakur appeared, that is managed by followers of Lalita Prasad Thakur, who is also one son. He's the youngest son of Bhaktivinod Thakur. So he was also doing bhajan and he had disciples. So they are managing that place. So they told anyone can come, anyone can do any service, anything, but we cannot give this property. So ISKCON now bought one land there, just near. So there was that Bhumi Puja for new temple. There was festival there. Jayapataka Maharaj also came, and many local dignitaries, they came. And now ISKCON, they want to make big temple there, and also they will make Bhaktivinod Thakur school where one can learn about the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also people, they will be attracted to go if they have some place to rest and take prasad and like this. So it is good that they took that land, because that birthplace of Bhaktivinod Thakur will now be more visited, and also it can develop. It is very important, very pure, that place. So there he appeared, and as a small child, already when he was 2 years old, he wrote his first song, 2 years old. When he was 6 years old, he learned all the details of Mahabharata and Ramayana, and could explain also how this is possible, because he's personal associate of Mahaprabhu. And he was very inquisitive when he was young, and he asked many people, and his conclusion was that we have to chant Harinam, then everything will be revealed in our heart, not by speculation. And also, according to that age custom, period custom, he was married at a very young age, like children they were. His name was Kedarnath Datta, and he was studying in good universities in Krishnanagar and also in Kolkata with high, and also he learned English then you will find in biography our Gurudev wrote, I'm not telling everything because it's very long biography, and when he was going towards Puri, he stopped in Chutigram near Jajpur. His grandfather, Raja Ballabh Datta, was living there. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur visited him, this grandfather was also pure devotee, and he had this Vak Siddhi. What he will say, it will be true, it will become true, it will happen. So when he saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he told, you will become a great Vaishnav. And after saying these words, he left his body here from the Brahmarandra, that only special souls they will come out here, like yogis and pure devotees. So he said this was his last words. Then he was traveling and publishing books and magazines and preaching Harinam Sankirtan, and he also mediated between other religious groups. He solved their disharmony, and his first wife died, then he married second one. He had, I think, 2 sons or 1 son, I know from previous, and then later this second wife, Bhagavati Devi, she's mother of Prabhupada. And he was also in Puri for some time, and because he was very highly educated, and the English government, they hired him for big government jobs, and in Puri also he got the seva to look after the management of Jagannath temple. So he removed all improper practices in Jagannath temple, and everything was going smoothly, and he removed many corruption in Jagannath temple also they were doing. So he solved that everything, and there he was also as a judge. And that time there was one Bishkishan near Bhubaneswar. He was one yogi, he got some mystic powers. He could read the mind of other people, he could heal incurable diseases. So, but he started saying, I am God, I am Mahavishnu, and I will destroy these British people, and I will again establish Dharma. And he called all local girls to do Ras Lila with him, so he spoiled the character of so many. Then there's so many complaints came to that government, and then that English, who was the main for Orissa there, that governor, he told to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you can do this, you investigate. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur came there, and he met him in the forest, and that Bishkishan, he was telling, I know who you are, about your family, everything. I know why you came here. I am God. I will destroy the wicked, so you don't disturb me. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, God is there in Puri, Jagannath is God. Then he said, no, that is only wood, I am real God. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur then understood that he's really wrong doer. So he then investigated so many things, and he arrested him and put him in prison in Puri. And that time this yogi, he made so many problems to Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his family, like making them sick, like almost dying. Bhagavati was crying, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not stop. And even he was so sick he could not walk, but they carried him to the court room, and he gave that sentence that he's guilty of this and these things, so much prison and hard labor also. But that yogi, out of false ego, he committed suicide in that prison house after. And there was some other who claimed that I'm Brahma, I'm Balaram. He also solve that. That is wrong, that Jiva will say, I am God. And when he was in Puri, Bhaktivinoda Thakur played the pastime of reading Srimad Bhagavatam with all commentaries, Bishana Chakra Thakur, Jiva Goswami, all. Then also he read 6 Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami, yesterday I told. That is explaining the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, mainly giving evidence from Bhagavad, but also other Puranas and Vedanta Sutra and everything. All aspects of Mahaprabhu teaching, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, full. And in all details. Then also he studied Govinda Vasya. That is Gauriya commentary to Vedanta Sutra. Baladev Vidyabhushan made. Because there are Upanishads, and the Gyanis, they like Upanishads, and then Vedanta Sutra is explaining Upanishads, categorizing and putting in the right place. So many Mayavadis and other Gyanis, they like this. So it is also necessary to explain Vedanta Sutra as it is, according to what is meant by Upanishad. That Mayavad is wrong. So Baladev Vidyabhushan also gave that explanation of Vedanta Sutra given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Gauriyas, they are reading this commentary to have basis in for Upanishads, because for Sampradaya you need 3 types of knowledge or evidence, Prasthanatrayi. That is Shruti, that which is directly heard in meditation, no any author. Shruti, then Smriti, that is those realized sages, they wrote. That is Smriti, like Puranas, Mahabharata, Bhagavat, all. And Gita also, Smriti, because it's coming from Mahabharata. Shrutis means Upanishads. And Nyaya, logic, that is given, reasoning, that is given in Vedanta Sutra. So these 3 evidences you must have, commentaries. Jiva Goswami wrote based on these 3 evidences. And also Siddhanta Ratnam, Prameya Ratnavalyo, Baladev Vidyabhushan, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami. That is also a very important book to know what is devotion proper and what different kinds of devotions are there. And Rupa Goswami giving all examples. If you read Jaiva Dharma, you can get like overall picture about Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and also Ujjwal Nilamani. But if you want with all the examples and everything, then you have to read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So he showed that these books should be studied by devotees to have proper understanding of Siddhanta and practice and everything. Then also in Puri there was one Babaji, sincere Babaji, but he was objecting how Bhaktivinoda Thakur can explain Bhagavatam there inside Jagannath temple. He started, one side were Mayavadis, Mukti Mandap, Bhaktivinoda Thakur on another side near Lakshmi, he started Bhakti Mandap, and he was speaking Bhagavatam classes. So one Babaji, he objected how he is not even initiated. Then he was attacked by disease, almost died. Then Jagannath appeared to him in dream, because you commit this offense. He is my own person, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You have to pray for forgiveness. Then he came and he begged for forgiveness, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur forgave, and he said that is the will of Supreme Lord when he will send me Diksha Guru. Yes. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took Diksha from Bipin Bihari Goswami of Bhagnapara Goswamis. they're coming in family line from Bhaktisiddhananda Thakur, but Diksha line is from Jannavamata. Diksha mantra. So, and there is also one Siddha Pranali chart of Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Bengali and in English also, how that line is and who is who, what seva they are doing, age, everything is there. Gave to Lalita Prasad Thakur. That you can find there in Ulagram. But Prabhupada, he saw that in the life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was more prominent, and he was Siddha Baba. That Bipin Bihari Goswami had some weaknesses also, but Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur respected, but he was getting shiksha from Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He met him in Vrindavan and also in Navadip and was serving him like Guru. That is why in our Guru Parampara, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is given prominence there. And like Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he is in the line of Advaita Acharya, Diksha line. But he was also doing bhajan in Navadip Dham, and he used to come to Bhaktivinoda Thakur to hear from him, and he understood his personal associate of Mahaprabhu. So he was fully dedicated. So in our Guru Parampara, Gorkishore Das Bhaktivinoda Thakur is more prominent, like this. Then also when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in Puri, that time Prabhupada appeared in that house, which is now Chaitanya Gauriya Math, by the effort of our Parangurudev and our Gurudev, that was recovered with great difficulty, but that is birthplace of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur and house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So when Prabhupada appeared, that year, when Prabhupada was 6 months old, Bimala Prasad, Jagannath Ratha Yatra happened, and Jagannath would stop in front of house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and did not move. No one could pull, nothing. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur organized 24 hours kirtan all the time in front of his house for the satisfaction of Jagannath. Then on the third day, Bhagavati Devi brought Bimala Prasad to take darshan of Jagannath, and the pandas, they called she should bring the child up, and she brought child in front of Jagannath. Then Jagannath garland fell down on Prabhupada, and that blessing he got, and also Jagannath Prasad, first solid grain food, Bhaktivinoda Thakur did that samskara there at that time. After giving blessing to Prabhupada, Jagannath then moved further. And when Prabhupada was born, his body, that umbilical cord, was wrapped around his body like a sacred thread. Because he is that Mahajana mentioned by Jiva Goswami, that in future he will make this system to give this Brahma Gayatri initiation to Vaishnavas, even though they may not be born from Brahmin family, but if they will chant Harinam, then their prarabdha karma of low birth will be removed, and they can do those Vedic sacrifices. So Jiva Goswami said, because there is no system now, so they will have to wait for next life. But if in future any Mahajan will come and will establish this system, then that is also okay. So Prabhupada came and he established this based on instruction of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because that time Smarta Brahmins, they would criticize Vaishnavas that you are of low birth, you are useless, we are the only one spiritual here. They thought like monopoly, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur showed no, Vaishnavas, they are transcendental. You should not judge them based on their birth, and they know Brahma, they know Supreme Lord. And he sent Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to that meeting where Smarta Brahmins, they were challenging Vaishnavas. Prabhupada there showed the glory of Brahmins and showed the glories of Vaishnavas. And he comparatively showed from Shastra what is what. And that Vaishnavas, they are automatically Brahmin also, because worshipping Supreme Lord. So he gave this sacred thread to even those who are not born in Brahmin family, if they are Vaishnavas. Then Bhaktivinod Thakur is like Vyasadeva. He wrote so many scriptures. And his son, Prabhupada, is like Shukadev Goswami, spreading that everywhere, the writings of Bhaktivinod Thakur. And Bhaktivinod Thakur is household, playing the pastime, like Vyasa. Vyasa is also household. And Shukadev Goswami is renunciate, and Prabhupada is renunciate. Then Bhaktivinod Thakur was preaching so many places to preach this Namahatas, Nama Sankirtan everywhere. He went to Vrindavan also. He met Jagannath Das Babaji, also Ayodhya, Mathura, everywhere he went. Because he was also shifted sometimes for his job, Rana Ghat, and he initiated Prabhupada into Harinam and Nrishinga mantra. And when they were, that Nrishinga mantra, Prabhupada gave to some of his disciples, not all. Like one of them I know is Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. He got it from Prabhupada, but not all. And I know one, my god brother, got it from Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Nrishinga mantra, because our Gurudev did not receive and not give. But one, my god brother, got with the, of course, permission of Gurudev. So he gave this Nrishinga mantra. And also when Bhaktivinod Thakur was building his house in Kolkata, when they were digging for a foundation, there Kurma Bhagavan appeared. That Kurma Bhagavan deity he gave to Prabhupada to worship him, and he gave him Kurma mantra. And that time Prabhupada started wearing tilak and cloth and everything, doing puja of Kurmadev with mantra offering. Because Kurmadev saves the Vedas from that dissolution, and it is all Vedas coming from him, Kurma. Then, when Bhaktivinod Thakur was thinking, I will go to Vrindavan to do bhajan, then he went to Tarkeshwar Mahadev, Shiva, most famous Shiva temple in Bengal, Tarkeshwar. You have to wait long time in the line there. So he was going to that Shiva to take his permission, but when he came and he poured water and worshipping everything as a Vaishnava, then that Shiva told him, why you want to go to Vrindavan? There is so much work to be done here. You did not do work here in Nadia district, this Navadip Dham. You did not do any here. There is much work to be done. Then Bhaktivinod Thakur understood that Shiva did not give permission, but he instructed him to develop this Navadip Dham. That was his mission actually, to reveal again Navadip Dham and teaching of Mahaprabhu and do for Navadip Parikrama. So then Bhaktivinod Thakur came to Koladvip, Navadip city now, that side of Ganga. And he was doing bhajan there, and he was staying in one dharamshala, and then night time on the roof he was chanting. Then he saw across the Ganga, that side, there is some like big light coming there. Then he next, and his son also, Kamala Prasad, he also saw it. The next day he went there and he asked, what is that place? They say Miyapur. And Balal Digi and Muslims living, and they were growing, there is Tulsi growing there. He said, why you are Muslim, why you are growing Tulsi? They said, we are not growing Tulsi. Whatever we sow there, potato, tomato, baygun, that eggplant or whatever we put inside, only Tulsi comes out. Then so many signs were there, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur had access, because he was district magistrate, to old maps. He saw all old maps, how Ganga changed course, and there was flood, and he consulted in scripture, in Bhakti Ratnakar, Chaitanya Bhagavat, everything he researched. Then he also in Surabhi Kunja, there in Godrundip, he bought one house to stay in Navadip Dham. From there also he saw one time that light coming. So after researching, he concluded there is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, his personal associate to Mahaprabhu, he knows everything, but this is how it happened. And then he brought Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj also, and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj confirmed, yes, this is the birthplace of Mahaprabhu actual. He got darshan of Mahaprabhu dancing there. Even now there are some who don't accept this as the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, because they had that from past, they made some temple there in that side, and they are getting money, donations. So now if there will be another, then how we will? So even now they don't accept some. That is the actual birthplace. Though Jagannath Das Babaji Siddha Baba, he also confirmed by his divine vision. Still, so that is for misfortune, because some other ulterior desires remaining there. So then he recovered that place. And Jagannath Das Babaji also told, where is Srila Sangan? And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur also revealed other places, Advaita Bhavan Gadadhar, Chand Kazi, Murari Gupta, all places, in Godrum also, in Rishingapali, Subarna Vihar, all he. And he wrote that book, Navadip Mahatmya, now with Bhavataranga, with all evidences and descriptions. And he was traveling, preaching. Also one time Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj also came to Kolkata, to that Bhakti Bhavan, and some other places he met. Prabhupada also met Jagannath Das Babaji. Jagannath Das Babaji blessed him, and he told him to make this Vaishnava Panjika, Vaishnava calendar, with appearances and disappearance of Vaishnava, so that they can follow. So Prabhupada did, and we are still following that calendar. Here also our Gurudev mentioned that also at about this time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote down his Guru Parampara and hung it on the outside of Bhakti Bhavan. He also did some preaching of Mahaprabhu's doctrines of love in Bihar in the towns of Sasaram, Nasirganj and Dihiri, means that line coming from Jannava Devi. But our Prabhupada, he had to make adjustment, because he saw how that spiritual current of Rupanuga came from from Bhaktivinod Thakur to Gaur Das Baba, from Jagannath Das Babaji, like this. Different way, but it is bona fide. You have to understand it by realization. Then also he again went to Puri for some time, and then after he bought another place in Godrundip that is called Swananda Sukada Kunja, where his Bhajan Kutir is there, and also Prabhupada was staying there, and where Gaur Das Babaji Maharaj used to come to hear Harikatha from Bhaktivinod Thakur, and now his Samadhi Mandir is also there, Bhaktivinod Thakur. That was his second house. But now Gauriya Math bought both. Sananda Sukad, that was all belonging to others before, but during the time of Prabhupada, he got that Swananda Sukada Kunja, and now maybe some 20 years back or so, that Surabhi Kunja was also bought by disciples, means Saraswata Gauriyas. Now you can go, they made nice temple, Surabhi Kunja. Then Bhaktivinod Thakur was doing bhajan there in Sananda Sukada Kunja, and also writing so many books there. And he also established deity worship there in Jogapit and Srila Sankan according to instruction of Jagannath Das Babaji. And then in 1908 he took Babaji Besh, and he also played pastimes of sickness. Then he gave that order to Prabhupada to go to that meeting to establish the glories of Vaishnavas and also Brahmins, and he told him, you have to establish this Devi Varna Ashram Dharma. Means that Vaishnavas should be judged based on these Vaishnava qualities, not based on birth. According to qualities, not by birth. And that is, his last writing was Swaniyam Dvadashaka. It is very similar to, if you read Swaniyam Dvadashaka, 12 verses, it is very similar to Raghunath Das Goswami's Manak Shiksha, about his vows. It's very similar, how he will practice. Then, as I told, he ordered Prabhupada, and he also gave him one letter to Prabhupada that now it is your responsibility. You have to preach all these devotional books, and also you have to make one educational institution in Mayapur, and you have to start Navadip Parikrama and preach, and don't do lonely bhajan, but you have to preach. This Bhaktivinod Thakur ordered him. Then Gaur Das Babaji also ordered to Prabhupada, you have to preach. But that time Prabhupada was doing bhajan in Mayapur Dham, in that Brajapatan Chaitanya Mat. That time there was no mat, only one hat. He was doing bhajan 3 lakhs. Then he was thinking, how I will preach. I cannot preach. How I will fulfill the desire of my Guru. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Panchatattva, and he told him, you preach. Then Prabhupada said, I have no money, I have no man, how I preach? Then Mahaprabhu said, I will send you everything, you don't worry. That time also Bhaktivinod Thakur appeared. Panchatattva and Shara Goswami, all Guru Parampara, and also Bhaktivinod Thakur, Gaur Das Babaji, Jagannath, all appeared to Prabhupada, and they told him, you preach. So he started preaching on their order. Then in 1914, Bhaktivinod Thakur, he disappeared from this world on Gadadhar Pandit's disappearance in Kolkata, means to show that in preaching a midday to enter into Radha Kundalila. Then there are many songs about him. Srila Sridhar Maharaj wrote, and Jajavar Gosai Maharaj also wrote, Srila Sridhar Gosai Maharaj. Then so many books here and there mentioned. Mine already I told. Prem Pradip also is very nice book by Bhaktivinod Thakur, like Jaiva Dharma, but it is going on in Brajadham. They are Babajis and they are discussing like Jaiva Dharma, and one like comparison between Ashtanga Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti. It's very nice, and impersonalism, very nice. More short than Jaiva Dharma, but very nice. And Chaitanya Upanishad he revealed Bhaktivinod Thakur. Vaishnava Siddhanta Mala, then Swarup Damodar Goswami, Mahaprabhu's Lalita Sakhi. He appeared one time in Bhaktivinod Thakur's dream and told him, you will have to preach Bhagavatam according to Dasha Mula Tattva. So you have to collect those verses according to topics. That Brahman, then that Supreme Lord is, who is Supreme Lord, then that he is ocean of all rasas and he's possessor of all potency, about Jiva Tattva, all Dasha Mula Tattva, you will have to collect verses. So he wrote Bhagavat Arka Marichi Mala, 100 verses from Bhagavatam categorized in these topics. And there was the Jagadish Babu, he took Harinam from Bhaktivinod Thakur and Diksha from Prabhupada, and later he was the first sannyasi of Prabhupada. Srila Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Gosai Maharaj. He translated that into English. Bhagavat Arka Marichimala. Some verses, little verses were lost because he was translating in England, in London, and for many years that was not known to anyone. We knew about his Bhagavad Gita that was published, translation, but about Bhagavat Arka Marichimala we didn't know. Some years back they found that in London and they published Bagbazar Gauriya Math, they published that in English. There Bhaktivinod Thakur is not giving like a translation, like direct translation of the shlokas, but a realization of the shlokas, explanation. Very nice. Tattva Mukta Amrita, and he wrote commentary to Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are reading Amrita Prabhavasya and all those song books. Prema Vivarta also he published of Jagananda Pandit. They are most known, but there are many names here. Amnaya Sutra. Later Krishna, he started Amnaya Sutra. This is his giving like Vedanta Sutra, short verses, teaching of Mahaprabhu according to Dashamula. A Tattva Sutra he is giving, or it is opposite, I don't know. Tattva Sutra, Amnaya Sutra. In one he wrote his own sutras and mostly giving evidences from Upanishads, like Vedanta Sutra. format is like that, with commentary. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life and precepts. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's glories, no one can finish. It's unlimited. Kamal Manjari from Golok Vrindavan. So I want to read something. I have desire because tomorrow is Haridas Thakur's disappearance day, so I have desire to read little from Harinam Chintamani of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Just 1 second, I'm opening. Also, he wrote commentary to Brahma Sanhita, that which is published by ISKCON or Gauriya Math, that Brahma Sanhita in English, that is actually his commentary and was translated by Nishikanta Sanyal under the guidance of Prabhupada, so that is published. And Bhakti Tattva Viveka, that is also a very known book. Mahaprabhu's Shiksha. Bhakti Tattva Viveka is about different bhaktis. That is like a summary of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. What is Arop Siddha, what is Sangha Siddha Bhakti, what is pure Bhakti, what is Vaidhi, what is Raganuga. So many. Ishopanishad, also he commented, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tattva Vivek. Okay, so there is Harinam Chintamani. Just I will open somewhere. Chapter 11. Dharma brata tyag hutadi sarva shubha kriya samyam api pramada. Jai Jai Gaura Chandra Nama Avatar. Jai Jai Harinam Sarva Tattva Sar. Haridas bole Prabhu karo avadhan. Anya shubha karma nohe name rasaman. Tumite chinmoy surjo tomar swarup. Sampurna chinmoy ei tattva aparup. Equating pious activities such as vows, penances, renunciation, yagyas, and all other auspicious deeds with the holy name, equating, as well as being inattentive to the name. This is one kind of offense, pramat. Pramat will come, pramat means inattentiveness. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur used first Acharya to reveal this, that if someone will equate like karma kan, they will do some yagyas and for health and like this. So Harinam is like one auspicious activity. So you will not have one pointed attention to Harinam. That this is main important practice. You will not give proper attention to Harinam. You will think, I can do that charity, that is also okay. So that is we understand from Padma Puran. This is this kind of a, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur also took this word pramat as separately. That being inattentive while chanting Harinam, that is also one kind of offense. And he described here, Haridas Thakur is telling there are 3 kinds of inattentiveness and what is the reason and how you can remedy them. If you are inattentive, then anarthas will not go away and you cannot get prem. So this is also very important. Gaur Govinda Sai Maharaj also he emphasized on this point, and it is necessary. This, it is not just like you will chant and only chanting mechanically, but you have to attentively, at least we have to try, we have to practice this. Like I met my god brother, I saw he was chanting on mala with right hand, and left hand he was working something on computer. Then I told him, Prabhu, this is not good. When you're chanting Harinam, then you have to pay attention. He said, no, because anyhow I cannot be attentive. So then in between, I'm doing other work also. Then I told him, no, this is not good. When you are chanting, at least some time when you are chanting on Japa Mala, that time you have to practice this attentiveness. Not that you will say, no, I am not attentive, so what to do? So I'm doing other works in between. No, you have to practice it. You have to hear holy name. You have to be attentive, practice. Then gradually we can become more and more attentive. And when you are doing other works like cleaning, cooking, or whatever, that time also you can chant Harinam while doing other works. That is okay. But when you are doing with mala, at least certain fixed number, that you have to practice concentration. So Bhaktivinod Thakur also telling, glories to Gaura Chandra, the avatar of the name. Glories to Harinam, the essence of all truths. Haridas said, O Lord, kindly be aware that other pious activities are never equal to the name. Here, Haridas Thakur is giving replies to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are the transcendental Son, for that is your nature. You are perfectly divine and your nature is unprecedented. Sarvatra chinmoy taba shri vigraha hoy, nam dham lila taba sampurna chinmoy, taba mukhyo nam sab tomate abhinno, joriya bostur nam bostu hoite bhinno, bhakta mukhe aile nam goloka hoite, atma hoite dekhe byapi nache jihva dite. See, very good. Your form is fully spiritual in every sense, and your name, Dham and Lila are all fully spiritual. Your direct names are all non-different from you, yet material elements are different to the name. The name descends from Goloka. Bhakta mukhe aile nam Goloka hoite, from Golok. The name descends from Golok and enters the mouth of the devotees. Manifesting from the Atma, it pervades the body and dances on the tongue. So when we have that inclination to serve by the grace of real devotee, then that name, real name, can appear. Jivado swayam eva spurate ada. So that name is real name, coming from Golok, non-different from Krishna. Ei gyane nam loile hoy tabanam, name joro buddhi jaye tar dukhogram. Tomar paite shastra upai kohilo, odikar bede taha nana biddo hoilo. Joro buddhi jon joro drabya kalashroye, tomar sadhan kore shamanero bhoye. The Shastra has said that attaining you is the goal. Mahaprabhu means God. Due to different qualifications in people, there are various ways of achieving you, like karma, gyan, bhakti, like this. Materially minded people that take refuge in mundane objects and situations only perform sadhan of you to mitigate fear. They are worshipping Krishna to be rescued from fear of death and suffering like this, not to satisfy him. Tumi to abhoy pada aditi ahari, tomar charana matra bhavar navetari, sei pada labe joto upai srijilo, joro bhavashray sab jori ahoilo, ishtapurto ar jagyadiko punya karma, snan homa dan yoga varna ashram dharma. O Hari, You are second to none. Your feet grant fearlessness. Only by your feet can one cross over the ocean of birth and death. Materially minded people have created many ways to attain your feet, but they are all mundane. Domestic fire sacrifices, public welfare activities, long-term fire sacrifices, pious activities, bathing in sacred rivers, one-day fire sacrifices, giving in charity, yoga, varnashram dharma, tirtha jatra brata pitri, karma, dhyan, gyan, deva karma tapa prashchita dividhan. Sakale jorya drabya kori ashray, upay swarup sada, shubha karma hoy, upay dorya pay, upeya charame, anitya upay chare, siddhi samagame. Going on pilgrimage to holy places, observing vows, worship of the Pitris, that is forefathers, meditation, gathering knowledge, activities connected to the Devatas, performing austerities, atonement, etc. are performed by them. Taking shelter of all these material things, they attempt to attain the nature of their goal by performance of pious activities. Eventually, by following these processes, he achieves the ultimate goal. Rejecting the other methods, he attains perfection. Means Bhaktivinod Thakur then explains, at the time of attaining perfection in bhakti, any assistance from mundane karma flees. There is no need. If one is already situated in pure devotion, then you need not do all these things like worshipping forefathers, demigods, others. Automatically everything is done. With that faith we have to chant. And then he is explaining about offering like material elements, and Bhaktivinod Thakur is saying, means Haridas Thakur is saying that will go very slow if you follow these processes. But now I will read. Harinam e jagate dile kripa kori siddhi labe shishta jiva loi leko bori upay hoilo nam shastra samata anya shubha karma madhe hoilo gonita sarveshwar vishnu jeno brahma shiva sane devata lakshane gonya hoilo tribhuvane. By your mercy, means Mahaprabhu, you have given Harinam to the world. Those jivas who are wise will accept it in order to attain perfection. The Shastra admits that Nam is the method of attaining perfection. Anything else is counted as being amongst auspicious activities. Anything else is similar to considering Vishnu, the supreme controller of everything, to have the same nature as the Devatas, such as Brahma and Shiva, who reside within the three worlds. The name is comprised of pure goodness. Namero Sarup Hoy Shuddha Sattvamoy, Joro Ganda Shuddha Name Kobu Nahiroy, Jori Bud Jeep Name Joro Bhavadane, Anya Shubha Karma Soho Ek Korimane. Yes, the name is comprised of pure goodness. Not even a trace of matter comes in contact with Shuddhanam. Those materially bewildered jivas that think of the name from a mundane perspective believe that it is just another auspicious activities. Then you will not give proper attention, proper practice. But then Haridas Thakur is explaining that no, the name is both the means and the end in devotion. So then when you will understand the proper Abhideya Tattva, that is Bhakti, and about pure chanting of name, then you will understand that this is not same as any other auspicious activities, and you will give proper attention to Harinam. Then he is explaining in so many details. Someday maybe we can read. Harinam Chintamani is a very nice book. Then in next he will explain about inattentiveness, like in this way, that you are not paying attention, like some other desires you have, other thoughts like this. So tomorrow we will hear about Haridas Thakur, his disappearance day. Today is the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. We only little we heard about him, that his glories are unlimited. Only one drop of nectar from his lotus feet. I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir there in Sananda Sukada Kunja, also in his birthplace. Now Diti is there. It was last year, it was in September on this appearance day that Diti was established in his birthplace. This year I saw, so I am bowing down to the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur and praying for his causeless mercy to engage me in the service of his lotus feet. And the lotus feet of his object of worship you will find in Sananda Sukada Kunja. Bhaktivinod Thakur was worshipping Gaur Gadadhar. Sing them as Radha Madhap. We are singing that song. Bhale Gaur Gadadharer Arati Nehari Nadiya Purava Bhave Jau Boli Hari Kalpataru Tale Ratna Singhasana Pari Sabu Saki Beshtita Kishora Kishori. That song. That all glories to Arati of Gaur Gadadhar. They are actually previously there Radha Krishna in Vrindavan, surrounded by all Sakis. And also Bhaktivinod Thakur in Navadip Dham, he was doing bhajan in Sananda Sukada Kunja, and he noticed in the morning when he was chanting, every time in the morning, same time, some wind is coming there from that right side and going towards north side, like from east south, and that wind is going toward north south. Every day same thing, the same time. Then he was meditating. Then he saw that from Nrishingapali, Nrishingadev is every day going to Jogapit to attend the Arati of Mangala Arati of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So then Bhaktivinod Thakur installed one Nrishingadev there in Jogapit. Behind you will find one Gaur Gadadhar Mandir, and Lakshmi Nrishinga is there. So that Nrishinga from Nrishingapali not need to come every day. So Bhaktivinod Thakur installed him there, and that Nrishinga, he's watching Arati of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Jai Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur ki Jai. There are so many other glories and pastimes of Bhaktivinod Thakur. This is only one small idea. Patit Pavan Guru Dever Jai Dao Karunamoy Guru Dever Jai Dao Jai Guru Dev Bole Jai Dao Madhav Goswami Vishnu Pader Jai Dao Madhav Goswami Vishnu Pader Jai Dao Karunamoy Prabhu Pader Jai Dao Patit Pavan Prabhu Pader Jai Dao Jai Prabhupada Bole Jai Dao Gaur Kishore Das Baba Jir Jai Dao Bhaktivinod Thakurer Jai Dao Bhaktivinod Thakurer Jai Dao Kula Gramer Jai Dao ধামবাসী ভক্তা বৃন্দের জয় দাও জয় দাও, ভক্তিবিনোদ ঠাকুরের জয় দাও জয় দাও, আবির্ভাব তিথি পূজা জয় দাও জয় দাও, আবির্ভাব তিথি পূজা জয় দাও জয় দাও, জগন্নাথ দাস বাবাজির জয় দাও জয় দাও, রূপানুগা গুরু বর্গের জয় দাও জয় দাও, সার গোস্বামীর জয় দাও জয় দাও, গৌরাঙ্গের ভক্তা বৃন্দের জয় দাও জয় দাও, গৌরাঙ্গের ভক্তা বৃন্দের জয় দাও জয় দাও, শ্রী পঞ্চতত্ত্বের জয় দাও জয় দাও, শ্রী রাধা মদন মোহনের জয় দাও জয় দাও, শ্রী রাধা গোবিন্দের জয় দাও জয় দাও, শ্রী রাধা গোপীনাথের জয় দাও জয় দাও, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল, হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল. Today also in Navadip Dham, Saraswat Gauriya Vaishnav Sangha, means followers of Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, ISKCON or Gauriya Mats, they are having together program Nagar Sankirtan or Parikrama or Ratha Yatra with Bhaktivinod Thakur on chariot. And each year in some different place, sometimes Godrum, sometimes Navadip, sometimes Mayapur, different. All devotees, they come and they will stop then in some place that Math will organize Harikatha and Prasad for everyone. They are doing this for Bhaktivinod Thakur appearance and disappearance, and Prabhupada appearance and disappearance. All Maths there together. I saw today on Facebook live. They did. I was on Prabhupada appearance, and last year Bhaktivinod Thakur disappearance, that is in Gadadharpan summer, so that I saw. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatatatmak Shri Gaura Huri ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Nayananath Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Sananda Sukada Kunja ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaur Gadadhar Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Jagannath Dev ki Jai. Jai Patit Pavan Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Parang Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guruvare ki Jai. Jai Shri Panchatattva Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Brinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Jai Sarva Vigna Vinashanakari Shri Nrishinga Dev ki Jai. Jai Shri Ulagram Dham ki Jai. Jai Dham Vasi Bhakta Brinda ki Jai. Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinod Thakur ki Jai. Jai Tadya Swabirbhav Titi Puja Mahamahotsav ki Jai. Jai Mahotsav Kari Bhakta Brinda ki Jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Brinda ki Jai. Jai Samagata Bhakta Brinda ki Jai. Jai all books of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. Thank you all. Dandavat Pranam Hari Bol.